Beginning about a decade ago, the University of Washington made a serious commitment to supporting our faculty's application of technology to teaching and learning. We had the advantage of drawing upon the university's very considerable infrastructure in support of its research and turning all of that to the support of technology and teaching. As you can imagine, this has required a lot of cooperation across our campus, including the libraries, our Division of Computing and Communications, our Office of Undergraduate Education, and above all, our faculty and students. These accomplishments could not have occurred except for all of them working together.
I think one of the really significant outcomes of UWired has been an expanded role for librarians in the teaching processes within the university. Not only more work directly with faculty and students in the classroom, but also working with faculty to help to design and create classes from the beginning, to be able to suggest information resources that could contribute to the success of the class.
Motivated, indeed even pushed by students, faculty began coming forward. To help them make the changes that they wanted to make in their courses, we established a new Center for Teaching, Learning, and Technology, and then began extensive conversations with faculty. We asked them what they needed and how they wanted to learn. They told us that they wanted to learn in their own environment and on their own time. And so we developed a new tool called Catalyst, an internet-based tool which provides faculty with training, the technical tools they need, best practices, and opens up communication between faculty so they can share innovations.
One of the other positive fallouts is running into other faculty members that otherwise you would not have met in their quest for looking for uses of technology in their teaching. And so you create this community. And so it's not only does the technologies afford you the opportunity to create new learning communities, new learning environments, absolutely new, where students can discover and learn issues better than in previous years, but it also creates communities of users so that faculty can talk to other faculty. And UWired has put me in touch with faculty from disciplines that I normally would not have had contact with.
What we decided to do, this is about 5 or 6 years ago, was to take those images of mine, the slides that I use in lectures, and put them on the web. And as a result, students have access to those images anytime during the quarter, at any place wherever there's access to the web. They can do it at home, they can do it at any hour of the day or night. They always have access to them. All the slides I use in lectures, slides of buildings that I've alluded to or talked about but haven't shown, slides of buildings that they have to write papers on. It's been a tremendous boom for students.
For my course, we used a CAS tool called ePost, which is an online discussion tool. And it was an education class on methods for evaluating educational technologies. And the way Professor Kim integrated ePost into the class is with our reading assignments. We were required to post and respond to a question that she posed on the board. It was really great because we were able to begin engaging in the material right that evening. And then when we went into class, it was more a continuation of a student-led conversation with more direct facilitation by Professor Kim.
So the question is, how can educational technology really change pedagogy? How can changes in pedagogy feed back into new forms of educational technology? So the challenge, the opportunity, is to couple these together, to get the people who understand the practice of educational technology together with the people who understand the practice of education and the evolution of pedagogy, to couple these two things so they drive each other forward.
During a presentation that I was giving to about 30 orthopedic surgeons, where I was demonstrating how one can use a laptop and a digital video camera to shoot, capture and then edit, then publish to PowerPoint diagnostic procedures, one of the doctors stood up and said, "I'd have an easier time teaching you how to do pelvic surgery than you would teaching me how to use PowerPoint." And I thought to myself, you know, he has a point, because indeed reducing the barrier points to entry of using instructional technology needs to be a crucial driver. As that story notes, technology may show us what is possible, but is the instructional goal and need that needs to drive the applications of technology. And that's where Catalyst comes into place. We start with the instructional goal. Goals like stimulating a conversation, promoting collaboration, enhancing a presentation, to even addressing diverse learning styles. Those goals are coupled with the enabling technologies and a set of profiles, examples in action, if you will, that allow the instructor to plan, create, and then present their uses of technology. We have a set of step-by-step guides and then a suite of web-based tools.
I think that when you approach what's happening at universities across the country, and particularly at the University of Washington, from the standpoint of someone in the private sector looking back into the university, you see there's a lot of opaqueness. You don't see all the rich innovation that's happening at the university, and you often misunderstand what the university is. One of the things that I think UWired has really begun to do successfully is to open up this innovation and expose it to the stakeholders, to the community, to the private sector in a way that shows people that what the university is doing is vitally important to the community as a whole. And from the standpoint of the private sector, where I now sit, what I see when I look at the university is a terrific lab where the students and the faculty have the tools that most people in the world won't have for years. The bandwidth, the access to technology, and the culture that supports its use in everyday life and everyday exchanges. I think that's an incredibly rich resource, and there are many, many ways that we have yet to even tap for how we can make the laboratory of the university work to the benefit of teachers and learners, and also drive new ideas outside the walls of the university.